Guten Tag. Alles good. I always used to wonder, through different periods in life, as to why, shall we say, the construction game in particular, My life wasn't easy. My life was, from the word go, 15 years old in the construction game. Before that, I've told you I did fucking a milk round every morning. But the construction game was fucking slavery, and it wasn't just slavery. You met every fucking troubled man in the world, It was the only place where you went if you'd come out of prison, or if you were homeless, or whatever. You went on a building site to get work, give you a few quid to do what you did. I didn't go on for that reason. I was an apprentice, but the places were full of them kind of guys, because in those days, a building site wasn't like it is today with hats and goggles and fucking high-vis jackets and every single fucking part of your fucking life being known before you could even get a job on there. No, any fucker come and go. You came and went, I could tell you a list of the people I met when I was just an apprentice that were, I wouldn't say animals, fantastic people, but they had troubled times. And just as like I was in that period of my life, started in that fucking game, the things that came into your mind were such as like, especially when you got going in it and you got to know the guys and you got to make silly money and you got to make no money and it rained so you didn't get fucking paid. And then the German crack, which was just outrageous. But I always wondered, as I look at my life now, and I've become I'm very spiritual in this part of my life. I am. It's took me a lot of work, and I've worked hard on trying to forget the past and settled this fucking mind I had, that was troubled and went through what I would call difficult periods. But when I look back in the game, the building game, I witnessed this all the time. It was strange then, though, because I would have been in my 20s, when these things arose, where you'd work with guys who talked of Tom or Jim, who suddenly turned religious, These were guys who'd been in the building trade, they'd fucking roughed it up, they'd drunk it down, they'd fucking been through 3 or 4 marriages. They might well be in one situation. One guy I knew, he was on the fucking markets, preaching off his fucking, whatever you call it, pedestal, telling the world about fucking how we've been troubled. It's like you grasp, don't you? You grasp for help when there's no fucking help around you, yeah, and you're being nothing other than criticised. Then you look somewhere else for help. That's a bit like spiritualism, which has come my direction. That's what it is. You won't really attempt to become spiritual if your life's been, a nice smooth ride at the local authorities. And that doesn't mean there's not someone at the local authorities who hasn't had a rough time, who can, need help in the end. It just means that, I think Toll quotes it in one part of his book. He says, if you've spent, 2-3 years in 5 or 6 different relationships, had a broken home, lost close family relatives, or you've been on a desert island for 5 years, the one who's had all the problems will find it easier to become spiritual than the one who's been on a desert island. If you know where I'm coming from. And that's what I'm saying. I always used to wonder why I came across so many troubled people, because a good old mate of mine once summed it up, old JT, Jimmy Tracy, God rest his soul, a wonderful man. But I think I've mentioned it on here before, but he said he believed it was like a Hollywood mentality. You know, 1 minute, you know, you had a grand in your back pocket, dressed in an Armani suit, with Miss fucking World on your arm, living like a king. So much work you couldn't fucking get around it. Week after, month after, year after, you hadn't got a pot to piss in. There was no work. The weather had turned shite. You know, you could travel the fucking world looking for work and it wouldn't be there. Well, not the world, but you know, I remember one year travelling to Germany, London, the fucking lot. Couldn't find any work just because of the weather and the fact that we were being controlled by fucking Thatcher and her shit show. But if you know what I'm saying, that Hollywood mentality, as he said it, 1 minute you've got everything you need, the next minute you haven't. And Hollywood stars are a bit like that, or Hollywood acting is, isn't it? Up and down. You're in it 1 minute, you're not the next. You're fucked it, you know. You go from having a lifestyle of a fucking king to being on the fucking streets. And the building trade was like that. I'm not sure it is now, but I think it's probably just as damaging now, the way it operates now. But what I'm saying is, yeah, you know, I've only come on for this short period just to explain how I feel that, you know, without security, without, you know, a roof over your head, without, you know, no matter what happens in your life, without that shoulder to cry on or that, you know, support from whoever, when the shit hits the fan, you do have troubles. I had loads of troubles. Anyone who's been on here for any amount of time saw my troubles, man. They're 12 years, 13 years ago now. But they were horrendous. I don't look back at those videos. If I do, they break my fucking heart, actually. I was in a terrible state, yeah. But who noticed it? No fucking noticed it, yeah. A few on here noticed it and stood by me. A few on here actually fucking pulled me to pieces and called me a wankster and a fucking shit show, a fucking gutless cunt, yeah. None of which I am, yeah. And as for the authorities, they just put me on the, you know, the foot on my fucking throat and expected me to die then. Never mind now. I'm still fucking here at 67. I don't know how long I've got, but I know one thing, that the way I feel about life these days, no matter what happens, if I fucking crack my chest tomorrow and fall dead on the fucking floor, man, I've no hatred towards anyone, man. The people who fucking attack me in my fucking desperation, it was their ego. It wasn't them. It was their ego. It's the ego of those people, their life story, you know, created from their upbringing, the parenting, to the housing, the fucking social fucking situation they live in, the parents they had, the fucking job they do. It makes their ego into what it is. Some never ever get the chance to actually look at their ego. It's like that short I've just posted now. I've had a chance to look at my ego. I'm aware of my ego. And once you're aware of your ego, i.e. your life situation, from the moment you became fucking dot on this planet to now, once you're aware of it, your ego no longer exists. Your ego is just basically really something that, as I said, can't coexist with awareness. Awareness is the answer. Yeah. I'm just glad I'm still here, right? All those years ago, to still talk about it, you know? Because life's not been fucking easy, and I've not exactly given it the best of chances. By the way, I've drunk my alcohol and fucking got my head up my arse at times. But anyway, just thought I'd pop on for that. Take care. Be good. I'll see you in a bit.